I'm here at the beautiful Gunnersville Lake in Alabama. Look at this. Look at this. This is great. So in case you're living under a rock and you don't know, Ben Affleck was recently cast as Batman in the new Superman Batman film, which I believe is directed by Zack Snyder. So that's the big news. And we're going to explore why this is like bumming people out and why some people are excited. We're just going to talk about all of it. We're going to look at both sides of the coin. So let's start with side one. Let's say Ben Affleck. You know what? Ben Affleck's a really fucking good director. I watched The Town, and that's not the type of movie I normally watch, and I really enjoyed it. It was well acted. He did a good job in it. He did a great job directing it. I don't quite understand why he's acting versus directing, because he should really focus on that, because he's really good at it. But he's not a shitty actor by any stretch of the imagination, so I mean, I'm not going to throw him under the bus and say that for sure he's going to do a terrible job, because he's a smart guy. He might do a great job. I don't fucking know. All right, he may be fantastic. I don't know. I was saying the same shit about Heath Ledger. I was like, oh, fuck him as Joker, but he did a good job. So, oh yeah, and Anne Hathaway as Catwoman, I fucking was not about that, but she did a good job. So it's like, I can't really say for sure that he's a piece of shit fucking actor who's going to do a terrible job at it, because that's not the case. He could do an amazing job. So that's side one. Okay, and plus, I heard that he's really doing this because he's angling to direct a Justice League movie, potentially, which that would make sense. He's like buddying up with them and things like that. So I understand the politics behind his decision and all that sort of good stuff. So, and I would much rather see a Justice League film directed by Ben Affleck than directed by fucking Zack Snyder any day of the week. So there you go. So the other side of the coin is all the people that are fucking pissed about Ben Affleck being Batman. And I can understand their frustrations as well. Like, I get it. If someone asked me, who would you cast as Batman? I would never in a million years say Ben Affleck. You know, I wouldn't say that. He's not my first choice. You know what I would say? I would say cast an unknown. Cast an unknown. I mean, look at Game of Thrones. Like, there are amazing actors out there who just don't get a chance, and like, we need to bring them to the forefront. And the thing is that Bruce Wayne is bigger than Ben Affleck. You know, Bruce Wayne doesn't need Ben Affleck. Like, Bruce Wayne's bigger than him. So it's like, it seems to be better to put an unknown in the role, because they wouldn't bring their own bullshit to it, because A-list actors bring their own bullshit to every role. I mean, look at Halle Berry as Storm. Just saying. So I just feel like it's a little distracting to cast A-list celebrities and people who've been in the tabloids and have dated Jennifer Lopez, okay? And I'm sure Ben Affleck is just thanking whatever god that he prays to that Miley Cyrus came out and acted retarded on the VMAs so people will leave him alone, okay? Because he was like, she's just getting it on all sides on the internet, man. I kind of felt bad for him in a way, because it's like, you know, whatever. And here's another thing. My friend, I'm not naming names, he works on all these fucking costumes for all these movies, and he was saying that they were already making the Batman costumes, so they already knew it was him for a while, because you can't make a costume without putting someone in it first, because they make it specifically for one person. So they knew longer than they told us. They were just trying to pull our fucking legs and get us all hyped up and shit, which, I mean, they do, and people fall for it. And this is another thing. Here's Comic Book Girl 19's final thoughts on this whole situation, okay? I meant it when I said I don't care. And you want to know why? Because fucking I don't give a shit about any Zack Snyder fucking film, okay? Like, put a turd in a turd. I don't care. I don't care. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Like, this may upset some people. I understand if you're upset at me, whatever. You know, Zack Snyder just isn't my favorite director. He's never been my favorite director. I've never been really wowed by him, really. And he's just not for me. And that's okay. If you like Zack Snyder, that's great. But it's not for me. So I didn't like Man of Steel. Deal with it. People have different interpretations. I like The Shadow with Alec Baldwin. I know that movie sucks, and I love it, and I'm sure you'd hate it, but I'm not upset that you don't like it. I don't give a fuck, because I like it. What do you care? Just like what you like. Movies are subjective. I'm enjoying nature. I tried to ski today. It was a failure. So final thoughts. I'm not completely against it. I'm not completely for it. I'm kind of neutral about the whole thing. I do think it'd be a little weird to be directed by somebody who's not as good a director as you. That's a little weird. But, you know, I'd rather have an unknown. But everything isn't always made for me, obviously. So, they're not asking my opinion yet. So that's it for today. Next stop for Comic Book Girl 19, we're taking our show on the road. Dragon Con tomorrow. Driving to Atlanta. Yes! I'm going brain free.